Hello, I am Chelsea Tuach, Barbadian pro surfer, and I am here today to check out the train ruins in Belleplaine with Dr. Carter. I am always in this area of Bashaba and Catawash surfing, but I've never actually seen these ruins, so I'm really looking forward to checking this out and learning a bit more about the history of trains in Barbados. Hello, Dr. Carter.
Hello, Chelsea.
Where are we standing right now?
Yes, we are standing on the ruins.
Wow.
Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
ruins, or what we call a trestle. We are on top of a trestle, a train trestle, here at Belleplaine, St. Andrew. This is actually where the train passed on its way to Belleplaine. And there are trestles in this direction to my right. So imagine a train on this trestle, and this is a bridge. It forms a bridge over a gully or over a stream that leads into Long Pond, St. Andrew. And Long Pond is absolutely fabulous. It's all put together with eggshell.
Eggshell.
Yes, eggshell. Actual eggshell.
Wow.
Most of our bridges were made with eggshell. And guess what? Without cement, without Portland cement, we use something called white lime.
Okay.
So the white lime is still used today on shop floors. It is also used when there is, let's say, a carcass, or animal carcass. You pour some white lime over it, and that removes the stench and keeps down the germs. So not too far from here, in a place called Cherry Tree Hill, we had a lime kiln. This is a factory that made white lime. And what you did was you get your limestone, yes, you get your limestone, put it into the kiln, heat it up, and that gets you your limestone, your white lime. And with the white lime, you add a little eggshell to it. Some people added molasses.
Okay.
Because for all these years, when the train operated between 1881 and 1937, no problems with these trestles collapsing.
Wow.
No problems at all. Yes, we had accidents, but not here. Because if these trestles were to collapse here, it would have been really serious. Because remember, you're crossing over a bridge.
Yes.
Yes, and these trains filled with people, hundreds of people on their way to Belleplaine, and hundreds of excursioners as well were on these trains. So we are on one of the trestles here at Belleplaine. And Chelsea, of all the assets, the heritage assets that we have from the train,
Yes.
and from the operation of that train service, this is the best visible reminder that we had a train service.
So if the trestles didn't cause any train accidents, what would have caused a train accident back in the day?
Yes, good question, excellent question. You see, we are here at Belleplaine, and that line ran from Bridgetown all the way through Bath, Consett, Bashaba,
Wow.
right into Belleplaine. And there was a lot of corrosion.
Okay, of course, with the salt spray. I know,
salt spray coming in.
About that.
Yes, oh yes. Lots of corrosion coming in, and that had its impact on the lines and made it very expensive to repair. But it was also the fact that some boys and girls did, play near the trains. For example, there was an accident in Bashaba where this fellow was swinging from one side of the line to another and didn't see the train, and he lost his life. And then going up Consett Hill, Consett has an incline, and these boys were on one of the trains going up the incline. The train this time was a cargo train filled with cane.
Okay.
And one of the carriages derailed, came back and killed the boys. But killed one boy, two of them escaped.
Because they were on the outside of the train.
They were on the outside. And you see, sometimes the boys would hop the train, and that would cause some problems.
Get some free ride.
Yeah.
Well, I also imagine the route that you described, it must have been one of the most beautiful train routes in the world.
This fantastic.
The coast.
All along the coast. That was when Barbadians had the excursions coming all the way down to Belleplaine. Long Pond was another area for excursions.
Oh, of course.
Right? Of course, Bath, Consett as well, Bathsheba, and not only were there excursions, but the trains went into this area to pick up what we call, or to recover the plantation produce from the plantations, rum, sugar, and molasses. So you would have trains coming laden with rum, sugar, and molasses going to Bridgetown. Okay, and you would also have passengers coming this way. So let's say you lived at Farley Hill.
Okay.
And you wanted to get from Bridgetown to Farley Hill. The easiest route is to take the train.
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Long route.
And guess what was the fare?
I would like to.
Yeah.
What is the fare?
First class.
Oh, there was a first class?
Yes. First class. Guess what? 2 shillings.
Oh my goodness.
2 shillings for the trip. Second class, 1 shilling 4 pence for the ship.
Wow.
Now I must tell you that 1 shilling 4 pence was a day's pay for an agricultural worker.
Okay.
A whole day's pay.
Wow.
And the third class, 6 pence.
Oh, good. Okay.
But hold it. The people in the first class, when the train was coming up the hill, the people sat, while the people in the second and the third class had to get out and push. So that people there at Consett and at Blades Hill, when the train went uphill, at those 2 inclines, had to go and push because they paid less. 6 pence and 1 shilling.
I can't imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Had to go out and push uphill nonetheless.
Push uphill. So we are now here on top of the arch. And this is a significant arch because this is the only one I know that has survived.
Yes.
And this is over, I would say, nearly over 100 years old. And it is still very much in good condition. So the train came over here, came on top of this arch, on its way to the terminal at Belleplaine on the pasture. And as you can see, this arch is made of limestone, right? So here's the limestone, and in between the limestone there is rubble as well.
Yeah.
So we are here seeing some of this rubble.
Rubble all here.
Yes, and it is closely fitted, tightly cemented with what we call the white lime. The train service started around 1873. That's when they started to build this service, and the actual service began in 1881. 1881, and at first there was a line just from Bridgetown to Carrington. Then they extended the line down to Belleplaine. And then there was another line that ran straight to the Crane Hotel. This is a special line for the hoteliers and the guests at Crane, so that if a guest wanted to go from Bridgetown to the Crane Hotel, that was possible by train.
Wow.
All right? And then we have hotels at Bathsheba, and the train passed right by the hotels. Beachmont, Edgewater, all of these hotels were there, and the train passed there. And there's several of these trestles in Bathsheba, but there's none like this beautiful art. And watch the blockwork, the beautiful blockwork here, limestone and rubble. This is rubble, and it is cemented with what we call white lime. I'm trying to find if we can see any eggshell.
I've been looking as well.
Yes, because normally we will put in a little eggshell and a little molasses as well. We had plenty of molasses. We could put in a little molasses, and that would make the arch very strong. So this is significant because these trains were very heavy, laden with passengers, and they're coming over this. So imagine the weight on this arch, and imagine that the arch is just cemented with white lime.
And eggshells.
And eggshell and rubble. Okay? And this is wonderful architecture and good engineering that it has survived for such a long time. From the 1880s right up to today. Okay?
Do you think the trains carried more passengers or more cargo? What was the main...
The main was passengers.
Okay.
Passengers and then cargo. And the cargo was essential during what we call the crop season. For example, right now is May, and between January and about early June, you would have the crop season. And the train, the lines pass through the actual plantations.
Okay.
So there's a line at Buckley
Okay.
and a station at Buckley. And Buckley factory produced a lot of stuff. Molasses, sugar. Of course, the rum was made at other places. Then the train had another station at Carrington.
Okay.
Carrington was a big sugar factory. Okay, so you collected your molasses and sugar from there, and then you moved to Tree Houses. Tree Houses was a factory, not only a spring,
Okay.
a large factory. And if you go into the bushes there, Tree Houses, you can see the chimney. Okay, so all of these factories were on the train line, and there were stops there, so it was very convenient. Remember, in those days, most of the factory owners and the sugar planters were also government men. So they made sure that the train ran through those areas where the plantations were located. But I'll tell you, Chelsea, there was a plan to run the train through the West Coast.
That would have been beautiful.
Yes, but the plan never worked because the West Coast didn't have all these big plantations.
Yes.
So it was better to run it through the St. George's Valley. But yes, there was a plan as early as 1845 to run that train through St. James, etc., and through St. Peter.
Okay.
Yeah, but they took the decision to go through the St. George's Valley and come down here. And I think that was a better decision because even if you are at Farley Hill or Chai-Tree Hill and you arrive here at Belleplaine, you can still get a buggy or horse-drawn car and take you up the hill. Okay, so I thought that was a good decision. But, you know, there were so many people who regretted that the train line and the train station, everything came to an end in 1937. And many people still remember going on these trains for excursions, and, you know, people still remember, you know, traveling from Belleplaine to Bridgetown on the train and paying their 6 pence for third class. People still remember those things. And we still have this here as a memory. And it is so well kept, so well kept. And even though it is in a village here in Belleplaine, the villagers have treated it very nicely.
Yes.
They had not picked at the blocks or do anything to discover it.
No,
they had treated it really well. And this is an outstanding heritage asset. I would like the tourists to come here. I would like to see Barbadians come here and view it, and to play a little game of dominoes under here. Wonderful.
It is beautiful, a beautiful part of our history. I'm glad I learned about it today because I always pass this road coming to and from surfing and didn't even know it was here. So I'm glad for the explanation. Thank you so much, Dr. Carter.
Thank you so much for coming. It has been a pleasure to have you here at the ruins of the train
So there you have it, guys. You usually find me on the sea in the East Coast in Bashaba, but I'm so glad that I learned another piece of our history today, and I have another beautiful sight to see on the East Coast, the train ruins in Belleplaine.